Episode 28, Products, from Making to Marketplace.
Hi, I'm Ellie.
And I'm Jade.
And this is Really Fucking Trying.
A podcast where we talk about the ins and outs and ups and downs of running a small business and being creative.
In today's episode, we're talking all about our product ranges. We're diving in at the deep end with this one, and we're really going into what it actually takes to make something that you've made into something that pays. And can I just say, that sentence came to me at about 3 o'clock in the morning.
It's a good one.
It's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it.
So I just had to get the laptop out quickly before it went out my brain again.
And today, we're pleased to be joined by David from Wooden Heart Customs. So first things first, David, tell us everything.
Hi, I'm David from Wooden Heart Customs. As the name suggests, lots to do with wood, less so to do with hearts. Make furniture, basically anything for your home, wood, resin, metal, kind of a one-stop shop for everything that you really need for your home furnishings. Been doing it for the last probably 5 or 6 years now. I'm another one of those people who during lockdown decided that they'd try and do something slightly more useful with themselves.
Were you always kind of like into that kind of stuff and then you made it into a business, or did it just come out of nowhere?
Not particularly. I was one of those kids growing up where if you're even slightly academic, you have that thing of everyone goes, oh, do your GCSEs, do your A-levels, go to university, and that's the only possible path you could go down. So you're almost kind of dissuaded from being hands-on and being practical. It's a little bit more like, no, you must do your studies and you must get a job. And but as I got older and having my own kids and having my own house, it just, when you're a little bit skint, it's a little bit like you can either pay someone to do it or you can learn to do it yourself. Yeah. So it started off like that, really.
I love that.
A lot of people have said that as well, haven't they? It's a case of they've wanted something, haven't been able to get it or haven't been able to afford it, so just thought, fuck this, I'm going to do it myself. I like it.
Yeah, I like that. Good origin story.
Yeah, and back in the days, it used to be like you could go to IKEA and you could buy something for 60 quid and it'd do the job for now. But nowadays, if you go to IKEA and spend 60 quid, it's made of cardboard.
Yeah.
And actually, the rest of their range is all like £400-500. Yeah. So it's a little bit like, well, if I get into it, I can probably do something like that myself.
Yeah. But IKEA is your worst nightmare, isn't it?
I don't mind it, to be fair. It's like, as long as you know what you're getting and as long as you go in for specific things, it's like, that's exactly what it is. But I got bored of people having to compromise their own spaces because this is the only thing I can find that would fit. Yeah. And so it's a little bit more like, well, let's see what can actually fit in the way that you would like it to.
I love that.
It's clever as well because you don't think about that when you buy furniture. The priority is it has to fit that space. Yeah. Where did the name come from then? I mean, Wooden Heart, not David.
First of all, was my mum. Wooden Heart. When I first started my own little workshop, was just at the bottom of my garden. My wife did draw a little chalk heart on my door, just as I was starting to kind of develop it as a workshop, and it kind of, I guess it kind of built from there. I've never really had a really strong sense of like branding or those kind of things. I've got a very amazing best friend who kind of is really good at that kind of stuff. So I think I kind of went to him with the name, and then it kind of grew up from there. The custom side of it was exactly that. I've always really liked custom motorbike builders, like tattooists, like musicians, like people who make one-offs, people who are really creative. And I think I added that to the name because I wanted it to be something more than just like IKEA.
Yeah. We always want people for this podcast who do something different, and this is completely different to anything that we've had in before, which is what we're always looking for. Yeah. Especially now as we're like a year in. Yeah. It's really important to have that variety. But also as we go on with this podcast as well, we're a year in now. It happens now more than ever that we're looking at applications and almost looking to the guest for ideas. Yeah. And for us, your application, it gave us a lot of ideas. So people who are more in depth about what they want to talk about, where they think they excel, where they think they have a lot to offer. And yours was sort of one of a kind versus custom versus reproductions, mass produced. And it is an interesting discussion to have, especially if you do one or the other or both, in fact.
No, definitely.
Which is the way I think all three of us sort of fall into. Yeah. So me and Jade have spoken episode 7, so that was an episode called From Concepts to Creations, about our sort of process, how we work. So more talking about our drawing styles and how we make the artwork that we produce. But there is still a whole gap between how that becomes a product. It doesn't just happen. Yeah. Jade isn't going to draw something and it just become a product overnight. We have to set the wheels in motion to make that happen. And that's the bit where we sort of want to pick up where we left off with there, really, and talk about the product ranges that we do. And it's a fuck ton of work that goes into that. You know, you might be an artist and think, oh, I can draw, I can make nice things. But in order to make that product, it's
very different, isn't it?
It's a different world entirely. So today, you know, we are going to explore a bit more into that, talk about our own products, how we make them marketplace ready.
I like
your phrasing, not mine.
Yeah, loved it, thank you.
And all the behind the scenes work that goes into making that happen. So to get us started, I think we should just give the listeners an idea of what it is that we sell.
Yeah.
So should we talk about that? What products do we sell? Has our range changed at all over time? Have we niched down at all? Like, let's hear it all.
Okay, so my products are kind of just like reproduce things. So it's prints, stickers, badges, magnets, that kind of stuff. All stuff that I can do the design and then it's pretty easy to just reproduce it. When I started, though, it was very different. I used to do like, all my prints were like hand screen printed. I used to make like clay, like brooches and stuff like that. And then eventually I was like, I don't enjoy doing this. I'm not particularly very good at it. Yeah. Let's think of other ways to do that. And that's kind of just naturally progressed me to where I am now. But I think it's natural for your products to change over time. And I think it's dependent on what you enjoy and what you're good at and what you've got time for as well. Like most of my reasoning behind doing products that I can just reproduce is that I haven't got time to do it another way now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I didn't know you used to do screen printing.
Yeah,
I learn something new about you every episode.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
you're making your own screen prints.
Yeah.
Like multiple colours as well.
Yeah.
Like,
but I didn't do it, you know, the way that they like, I don't know how much you know about it, but they like, it's on the screen.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do that, so I used to paper cut a stencil and then screen print through the stencil.
Wow.
Yeah, hated it.
You really have enjoyed making life hard for yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
Life, haven't you?
Yeah. If there's an easy way, I don't do it. So yeah, that's me.
And do you, genuine question though for you, Jade, I've never heard you talk about commission. Is that just not a thing at all?
No. So I've said so many times on the podcast, like I do what I like to do, and if someone wants to buy it, that's fine. And I think for me, unless someone came to me with a commission that I was like, that's so up my street, I wouldn't bother doing it. I wouldn't take it on.
What would be that thing? What would be the one thing that would make you go, yeah, I'll definitely do that?
Something pink. I think that's probably the criteria, if I'm honest. I think, but again, I think like it's with anything. If someone came to you, Ellie, and was like, will you draw this mountain range? No, because that's not what I want to do. I'm a portrait artist. Do you know what I mean? It's the same.
That was hypothetical. And
it was,
still sort of done.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? It's the same kind of thing. So I don't like advertise that I do commissions, but if someone comes to me with the right project, I would take it on.
Like if someone said to you, Jade, I'd love you to design my ice cream van. Like do that.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, that'd be sick.
Mrs. Whippy.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
I don't know why that one popped in.
No, I love that though. But yeah, so no, I don't like actively seek out commission work.
I only exclusively do commission work, really. I have done markets. I've done a reasonable amount of markets. Most of my markets have come from when I've been experimenting with stuff and then it's just kind of sitting in my workshop. I've got to do something with it. So rather than keep it forever, like I'll do a market and then see if people like it. Yeah. My product range started specifically with stuff that I could fit in my tiny little workshop. I would have loved to have kind of gone in straight into making dining tables and bookcases.
Yeah.
But actually, I had a commission once for a restaurant where I had to do all the tables.
Oh, wow.
And there was so much timber in my workshop, I couldn't actually stand in there. I had to wait until it was warm enough to work with it outside. So there was a little bit of that for me. So my product range at first was kind of started off on things that my wife or my kids wanted. And then I'd make other versions and better versions and develop it from there. And then it specifically just came because I don't have a website, I don't have an Etsy, I only have my Instagram, and I don't kind of put out for work, and I accidentally keep getting people messaging me and asking me, can I make them things? And so my product range became the things that people wanted, the things that people wanted for their spaces. So I've made a vast range of stuff that I never thought I would. There's loads of things that I've loved making that I would definitely make again, but mine has always been dictated by what people have asked me for, rather than always what I sit down and think, oh yeah, I'd love to make that.
That's interesting though, because you mentioned then it sounds like you're almost using markets as like a customer research thing.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I think it's a good angle though to go down, because a lot of people think, oh, markets, they're all about sales. It's not. That interaction's so important. It's clever. I'm impressed.
It's all very accidental though, and I'm very fortunate that my best friend comes with me to do my markets and he's great at talking to people.
He does all the work for you.
Yeah, I kind of stand behind him going, yeah, it's made of oak. while he's having like a really in-depth conversation.
Like almost puppeteering him.
Yeah, definitely. It's like he now knows facts about spalting that he never thought he'd know. Like, he's like, don't tell people it's a fungus. And so I come up behind him and go, did you know it was a fungus? It's like, shit. But through that, it kind of develops into conversations about, oh, well, if you like this, we could also make that, which could also match with this. And it kind of develops from there.
That's so cool.
It's the sign of a good business, though, that you're not advertising it and yet they're still reaching out to you. It just goes to show that if you did actively advertise that and go, get in touch if you've got an idea, you know, you'd probably be hounded. So it's a good idea if you ever did wanted to expand.
It's a difficult thing, and your imposter syndrome conversation was a really good one, because I think that will always be the thing that holds me back.
Yeah.
I will always say I've been very fortunate to make the stuff that I've made to this point.
But actually, you've worked very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And we've never had anybody like that as well. We've always had people that have made some sort of product range as well. I don't think we've ever had it. We've had freelancers, and that's a lie. We've had freelancers and people that work on projects and for people.
But it's completely different, isn't it?
It's completely different, and this is what we like. We're still finding these people.
Is there anything you think you would say no to?
I was going to be deeply inappropriate then, but I won't. Probably not. I think there has been a couple of things. So if somebody wanted like your standard IKEA kind of Kallaxy type unit, there would be times when I'd say, well, you could get exactly what you're looking for £300 less than I could make it for. And that would always be a conversation that I'd have with people. So I'd never turn people down if what they wanted was a specific custom piece. But I always tend to have that conversation with people like, well, you could go to this shop and I'll even send them links. You could get this for this much cheaper, and then leave the decision up to them.
Yeah, that shows you're honest, though. A lot of people would just take their money.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if IKEA do it for £100. Give them pure promotion to IKEA in this episode. No one refers to them.
Sponsored by IKEA.
Other cardboard furniture brands are available.
We're signing off in Swedish. For my product range, so mine's a bit both, but one is much more prevalent than the other. Yeah. So the business started in 2020, but I'd been getting paid work since I was about 13. And you've got a reputation for being that kid that draws. Yeah. So it was just word of mouth and things like that. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a name for myself by any means, but I had commissions coming in for me by the time I was about 13. Wow. So it started quite young. Charging ridiculous amounts, like fucking 20 quid, do you know what I mean? But the business itself started as prints only, and it stayed like that for I think maybe a year, 2 years. I think being educated in fine art, you're not led to believe anything about products.
Yeah, it's galleries.
I was led to believe that I would, so for the end of year topic, there would always be a gallery exhibition of your work, always, and a module based on that exhibition. You never led to believe that you could make a little keyring out of this. No. You sell an original. You market the original. The original's the big seller. You might get a couple of limited edition prints made, but even they'd be like 50 quid. Cheapest. There was no product world, no talk of that whatsoever. So because of being led down that path, I sort of came into this thinking, I'm an artist, it's prints, and it's only prints. A bit snobby, really. I think, anyway. But it was only really when Sass came into the studio, she was much more sort of product based. And she was going to me, why don't you do this and why don't you do that? I was like, not my thing. Still quite dismissive of it for a while. And Sassy makes, if you look at her stuff, it's bookmarks, it's greetings cards, it's key rings, magnets. And she suggested stickers, magnets and key rings. And I pushed back for a while. And then in the end, she did it.
Yeah.
She asked me to send me a file, so the actual drawings upload of them, and she sort of did it for me, and that was what swayed me. I think I needed to see it in front of me. My main concern going into that was that I'd then sell more little bits than I would the big ticket items. It's not the case at all. If anything, and the best way to explain this, the prints do still outsell anything else, because I think a lot of people like to have a piece of artwork in their homes. So it's still the prints that are the big seller. But even recently at Christmas, I was doing a local market, and two young lads, brothers, brothers, say 9 and 12, came over to me store and they were looking for a while, and I thought, these are not my customers. Like, they're not going to buy anything, they're just being a bit nosy. And I almost dismissed them completely, thinking there's just no way they're serious. And in the end, they wanted an Adele key ring because they'd come out with some money from the dad to get the mum a Christmas present. I felt terrible for judging, but it's opening yourself up to a new audience, I think, of younger people who haven't got the space or the means for a print at all, but for a little key ring or a fridge magnet. Yeah. So it has opened up a whole new world. I regret being as dismissive of it as I was for a long time. But the commission thing is still there, but I don't advertise. It takes so much time. I'm not a fast I don't do anything quickly.
Not a fast commissioner.
I'm not a fast commissioner. I'm going to go into this more a bit later, but if I was charging for my time, I reckon it'd be about 10 grand. But it's there. If I ever do want to push that, I know I can.
Yeah.
And I think I'd do all right by it.
Yeah.
It's still part of the business, but by no means forefront.
Do you think part of it's, in a lot of people, there's a significant difference between a creative brain and a marketing brain? Like, to have a business brain for stuff is very different. It's like, if you look at it from a creative point of view, you make it because it scratches an itch or it serves a purpose for you. But actually, sometimes it takes other people to go, oh, you could do this with it.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it definitely is. It's a different type of something in your brain.
Yeah.
It's marketing versus creativity, isn't it?
It's not my tism, it's their tism.
Yeah.
It's slightly different. But
I think sometimes you're too close to your own business to see what other people are seeing.
Yeah.
So something that could be so simple to somebody else and such an obvious pathway for you to take, it hasn't even occurred to you.
Yeah, it's not crossed your mind.
Yeah. I think it's because you're too close to it a lot of the time. But you are right, it's two brains that you have to switch yourself between, because a good artist doesn't mean you're a good businesswoman.
No, or businessman.
Or businessman.
business human.
Yeah.
But all business dogs and cats, they're willing to.
But in terms of talking about where the product starts, so should we talk about ideas for the product? Because we've just touched on that briefly, actually, about how sometimes I think other people's suggestions can be worth the weight in gold. Because like I say, you can be too close to a business to see.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, like, a new product doesn't start with like that light bulb moment. It's just kind of, it's the same products over and over again, really, for me. It's stickers, it's badges, it's magnets, and then it's the design that's new. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the design, again, I don't necessarily have that big like spark of, oh my god, yeah, it's obviously that's what the world's been missing. It's more just like, I like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's where it comes from.
You've said that before though, haven't you? And I think it is true. If you look at something that you've done, you think, I like that, I think I'd buy that. I'm sure somebody else will as well.
Yeah.
I think that's a sign you're onto a winner, to be honest.
Yeah. Your work's then coming from a genuine place, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think that's important, because otherwise you're going to burn yourself out if you don't enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah. Other than what I'm actually drawing and the prints itself, not a lot of it's been my idea.
Yeah.
So, like I say, expanding the product range was something that somebody else suggested to me. Had to really push me into to see that as an option. I think it's always a really good idea to share ideas. I do for that reason. I've enjoyed drawing for the podcast, really, because it is that little bit more expansion.
Yeah.
It's a bit more imagination and bouncing ideas off Jade as well, and likewise. Yeah. And we have a minimal product range for the podcast, don't we? But we've spoke about even doing notebooks as well, haven't we? Obviously, we don't know how far off that is, but I've never done anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm quite excited about it.
Yeah, I think
all we just need to do is do it now.
Fucking do it, yeah.
But I don't think, as well, it's a sky's the limit type thing when you're offering a product range, because the more you do, the more option, the more it can overwhelm your customer as well. So I do think it's important to offer a few different bits at a few different price points if you can. Obviously, like you, David, doing completely custom stuff, you can't be claimed to be affordable for everybody. Yeah. And I don't think you should try to be either. I don't like the word affordable. No. Because it gives the idea of everybody can afford this. Yeah. And it's not the case for everybody.
Well, it's never the case with any price point, is it, I suppose? No. I think, like with your stuff, David, it makes it kind of more special that it's not, air quotes, affordable for everyone. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying you're expensive, but like you with your prints, Ellie, because the prints are like the high ticket items, they're like the higher end of the range. Do you know what I mean? Yes. Do you know what I mean? It makes them specialer. Yeah.
Well, it's the same with commission as well. I think people are very aware that, or most people are very aware at least, somebody's made that from scratch. Yeah. Somebody with so much skill. Yeah. Somebody's learned that, might have even gone to uni to do a degree in that, whatever. That's regardless, whether that person's put so many hours worth of practice into mastering what they're doing, that costs pennies.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think people really do appreciate having that item that they're not going to get on the high street. They're not going to walk into somebody's house and go, oh, I've got one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I
like
mean?
that somebody with a piece of your furniture in the house, their mates come around going, oh my God, that's gorgeous. Where did you find that? They get to say like, oh, it's specially made for me. Do you know what I mean? Like that's just a really nice thing.
Yeah. And I have had lots of people come to me based off that.
Yeah.
They've gone round to someone's house for tea and they've seen the table that I've made or something. They've gone, I'd quite like something like that.
Yeah.
And it's never, I'll never say to people, oh, well, I'll make you that.
Yeah.
It's, I'll make you something based on your specifications.
Yeah.
It's like growing up and being kind of immersed in like the music scene and tattoo culture and stuff. And it's like, you don't want to go into a gig and see 17 people with the same tattoo as you've got, because it takes away that kind of uniqueness of it. So for me, it's always been a bit like, well, let's do it, but the way that you want to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of my ideas for stuff that I've made have either come out of necessity. It's like one of my daughters wanted to watch her iPad in the bath. Well, let's not keep dropping that in the water. Let's make a bath box. Or it's like we're trying to do this recipe, but the cookbook keeps falling over. Oh well, let's make a stand for that.
Oh, I love that.
But sometimes it's like looking online and seeing what other people are making and going, I wonder if I could do that.
Yeah.
You know, like that doesn't look as hard as I think it is.
Yeah.
So I wonder if I could have a go. And I think there's that collaboration thing that you were saying about is massive. It's like I've had conversations with makers and they'll be like, oh, I made this and it was really difficult. And I'll be like, I wonder if I could do that.
Yeah.
And then it's just having the opportunity and the mental space to go, well, let's have a go and see what it'll come out as.
The customer is so at the heart of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and it's like an experience for them as well, because
Yeah.
they get something that is, as you say, completely custom to them. Yeah. It becomes, you pay them for the experience, the expertise, for the assistance. You don't get that if you place an order on Amazon. They're not going to get back to you and go, yeah, but do you want it like this?
Yeah.
You know,
Should we tweak that a little bit? No.
You know, they're not. You get what you're given.
Yeah.
And probably thousands of other people have the same thing.
Yeah.
It's a really difficult balance because it's like I'm terrible at talking to people, but I put myself in the situation where like once every week or so I'll send them a message and be like, this is where it's up to now, how are you feeling about that? And the stress that I feel like as soon as that message goes, I'm like, oh my God, they're going to hate it. They're going to hate me. They're going to message me and say that's the worst thing I've ever seen. And it's already beautiful, they'll come back with. And, it's like, and that kind of renews that thing of, I can go for another week on it now and I can develop it for another week. But yeah, it is. It's very much about fulfilling that thing for people that gets them the thing that they want.
Yeah.
Just so you know as well, because obviously I do the occasional commission, I felt what you just said in my soul.
Isn't it?
Send them the update pictures. I'm like, every time I send an email with like, you know, like a sort of I'm halfway picture, what do you think? Do you want anything tweaked? I need to lie down in a cold bathroom. I haven't even got anxiety, it just comes out of nowhere. It's horrible.
It's like I've already got my 75 lines of apology as to, that bit looks like that because I've not done that yet.
Excuses.
Said anything. You might think it looks weird, but it's November and I couldn't get good lighting. I'm trying my best.
I've used that line.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
It's not yellow, the light of the studio shit.
Yeah. I'll buy new bulbs, I promise.
I'll call the electrician in the morning. I don't know where it comes from. I hate it. I absolutely hate it with a passion. This is why it could never be in the forefront of the business. I'd be a nervous wreck. It's so interesting to have somebody on as well who gets that.
But it fully is. It's like, and the stress of doing it that many times during the process is like, and it never gets any easier. I'm expecting to get to that moment at some point where you're like, no, I can do this. Yeah. But it still never comes. It's still like, oh God, every single time.
I mean, I have a email now for commissions that I send out, which is automated, and I do a price list and everything's automated in terms and condition documents, so it doesn't feel that personal anymore. Yeah. But even now, you know, I go, you'll get this and this, and I'll send you emails, and I can make 3 changes before I have to charge extra. It helps, but it don't fix it. No,
it doesn't.
It doesn't mean they're going to fucking read it. It's a whole process in itself. But this is what this episode's for as well, to talk about how different that process is in comparison to, I don't want to say mass produce items, because you really don't fall under mass production, do we? What do they call it? Reproductions.
Yes. Yeah, I just don't think I could cope with that.
No.
I think I would crumble under that pressure.
It is particularly stressful. It is.
I cry if I hear like that I've got an Etsy message, I'm like, I can't open it. I feel sick.
But do you think part of that's because not everybody, but a lot of people who shop on Etsy expect that Amazon experience because it's a website and because it's like a big brand name. People expect, I'll put buy on that and it will be here tomorrow and it'll be dropped off on my doorstep underneath my Ring camera so I don't have to speak to anybody. Yeah. But that's not what it should be.
No, it's coming from a human and that human is maybe going to take 5 days before they even deliver it. And, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because they've got to physically go to the post office. Yeah. You don't have an enormous warehouse like ready to churn out all your stuff.
Yeah.
I think Amazon have got a lot to answer for, and I'm not going to lie, you know, I find Amazon next day delivery handy. When I've let my cardboard run down to nothing, but I've got a market the next day. You know what I mean? For me, that's very handy. But, you know, this is why we had to do 3 Christmas episodes, because customers want something the fucking next day now.
Yeah.
And they're feral.
Yeah.
And I think most people, you know, we're not saying the customers are thick. Of course, they do understand the difference, a lot of them. But for the ones that don't, fuck, they're annoying.
But I think it is that because there's a brand name attached to it, because Etsy, and they'll say it in the same voice as Amazon or like IKEA. just keep mentioning it just in case. Because there's that, people expect that same level. They lose that. It's lost in translation that it's a marketplace of individual people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even to a degree, Amazon's that, but it's like at some point we'll go to drone deliveries and it'll be like as soon as you think it'll be sat in your lap. And that's only going to make the things that we do that little bit harder, because people are going to expect, like when people ask for a custom piece of furniture and I'm like, it's going to be about 8 or 9 weeks. Yeah. And then I always go, because I'm expecting them to go, what?
Yeah.
But it's always like, that's fine. Yeah. Just let us know.
Yeah. I think those few that can't understand that, you know, the difference between a person making something and the likes of, you know, whether it be Amazon, Temu, Shein, can't understand that difference. It really is the few, I think.
And they're just not our customers.
They ruin it for everybody, and it only takes one person like that to find you to make you tar everybody with the same brush immediately as well, and give you that stress before you send out.
You get one shitty email and you're like, the general public are the worst.
Yes, you do. Should we talk briefly? I don't want to go into this too much. Oh, actually, we can if we like. Fuck it, who am I to say? We're talking about where we get ideas from and sort of who triggers them for us. And we said a lot about bouncing ideas around off other people. Should we talk about inspiration versus copying very briefly?
I think for me, inspiration is like maybe like taking a vibe that you like and putting your own spin on it. I think copying is just nicking someone's idea because it already works, and that's obviously not fair. I do a lot of like pop culture stuff and like quotes from things and stuff, and I never want that to be misinterpreted as like I'm stealing. Do you know what I mean? It's someone else's idea, because it's more like, well, I like that, and this product doesn't exist with that on, so maybe other people would like it. Do you know what I mean? I would never take something that already exists and just like reprint it and say, oh, that's mine. But I would take like a quote from something and make it into my style and draw a picture of something I like with it, and you know, that kind of thing.
I don't think there's any point in copying.
No,
because the product
it already exists.
It exists. You've immediate competition for yourself. I get what you mean about taking inspiration off something and sort of paying tribute to it without wanting to seem like you're ripping it off. The problem I have with that is mine get mistaken for photographs a lot, which is a huge compliment to me. But I really struggle with that comment, because whilst I get that it's a tribute to my drawing style and the fact that it's
they also think
see it's that good.
You've nicked a picture off the internet and printed it out.
Oh man. You know what I mean? And even I hate the I feel the need to sort of not correct it. I don't like it to be coming across as I'm correcting them, but I just cannot have people going away thinking.
I mean, it's either you've Googled it and printed it off, or you've gone to like Beatles gigs and took your own photos.
I've met a lot of famous people in my time.
Just built a time machine.
I managed to meet people. I've met and photographed people that died before I was born. It's amazing. I know.
She's good. She's good.
Doesn't use a time machine as part of the business, but uses it to just help with inspiration.
But I noticed that as an issue. It's not an issue. See, this is what I mean. I sound like a knob when I say it like that, because it is a compliment. But that's why it's almost part of the branding now, the fact that hand-drawn, I could not put it in the branding anymore, because I know I have to. So I know that was a sort of hint to me, do better on your branding. So that was where that came into it. But in terms of the products themselves, I don't know if there's a lot I can do there. I mean, if it looks like a photograph, that has to be style.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do.
There's nothing really I can do now.
Except keep putting hand drawn.
But then some people can go, I love this. I can tell it's a drawing though.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, they're the people I want. You're not going to offend me by saying that.
No, because it is a drawing.
It is a drawing.
It's a good drawing, but it's a drawing.
Thank you.
But it's difficult in the space that you guys are in as well, because with the upsurge in AI and everything else, and people's ability to kind of generate imagery, and it kind of places a bit of a tarnish on the kind of stuff that you do. It's like all that recent stuff with Kat Von D, who did the tattoo based on a photograph that somebody had taken, and then the photographer tried to sue her for it.
Yeah,
and that's a really difficult one. It's like, actually, was
you can
that
see
just
it from both.
Yeah, you really can, and it becomes quite muddy then, doesn't it? And when it's reproduced in a completely different medium as well, it's a very difficult one.
And it's not like she's like printing it off and trying to sell it.
Like mass producing it, she's not saying I'm going to tattoo this on 7,000 people.
Yeah.
It's not this one specific image.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's muddy.
It's very muddy indeed. I won't go too into that one. Yeah, and with the inspiration versus copying as well. So it was, like I say, it was Sass that told me to do the products. And again, a lot of stuff is very pop culture based for her, you know. But you could never confuse our work in a million years. No. It's completely different.
No. Even when you've like done interpretations of the same person, it's still very, very different work.
It's still, you'd never confuse it in a million. You couldn't confuse my style with hers. There's just absolutely no way. So therefore, we actually do really bounce ideas off each other quite well. And it's because we're so different.
Yeah.
So in a way, that works.
Yeah, I like that. You're not stealing each other's work because it's very different.
It's a collaboration.
Yeah.
Stealing anybody's fucking work. Do you know what I mean? That's what I mean. You know, if you do this, so surely you do it for a reason.
Yeah.
You do it to do something original.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Can't go into this and go, I haven't got a thought in my brain.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
Then you shouldn't be doing a business.
You're not creative then, full stop.
I think it's easier for me because with using like natural timbers and various things like that, I could try and make exactly the same coffee table that somebody else has made, but I'll pick a different bit of oak or a different piece of ash, and the grain in it's completely different. Like the veiny edge of it is completely different, and so even if I try and recreate like specifically something that somebody else has done, it's always going to look different. They'll have used certain jigs, they'll have used certain setups in the machinery that I can't replicate, and so it will look completely different. So I'm kind of fortunate from that. That's the beauty of working with natural timber and those kind of things. I have less control over it, but as a result, the end result is something quite individual every time.
I love the idea that you couldn't even like copy your own work.
No, I really couldn't, and I have tried. It's almost impossible.
It's true that when you are creating something from your hands, you could never replicate unless you're doing what we do, where we reprint it.
Yeah.
It's very hard for us to get any two things looking the same. If you, for example, Jada, or if even either of us were told to go back to an old design and do it again, it still wouldn't look the same.
Well, do you remember RIP when my laptop broke?
Oh yeah.
I lost like 5 years worth of work, and there was stuff that I was like when I got like wholesale orders, I was like, oh shit, that's on it, and I don't have the design anymore. I'm gonna have to try and redraw it, and it was so fucking hard to try and redraw my own designs because I was like, you can kind of see everything that looks different, even though like nobody would ever notice, but you're like, there's so much in it that's wrong, but it's not. It was dead. Yeah, it was so hard.
Weird,
or it just doesn't feel the same.
Yeah,
sometimes there's that thing if you try and replicate the same thing and it doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
I did a program on Channel 4 a couple of years ago. And it was really interesting because what we all got was a creative design brief for, say, a coffee table that needed this in it. And it was only when we got there to do the filming that we got to see what everybody else had come up with. And that was really interesting.
Yeah.
And like as a creative thing, I still do that with people sometimes. I still talk to the people that I did the show with. And sometimes we just message each other just like, oh, I fancy making this. We give each other a creative brief and we just see what we do. Because it's interesting to see the way that other people's brains work.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like, I need to make a side table.
Yeah.
Okay, off you go. It needs to be this tall, this wide, using this kind of timber and these kind of colours.
Yeah.
Right, go for it. Yeah. Just to see what other people come back with. Because I'm sure that's the kind of thing that you guys do. It's like, oh, I need to do an image of this.
Yeah.
And then to see the way that other people have done it. Like to go around markets and see like, oh, this is how somebody's done this. And this is how somebody's done this. Must be really interesting.
That's why I really miss life drawing, actually.
Yeah.
For that reason, that you do your own and then go around and see the way other people's works. And it's weird. You're getting a different angle of the person, obviously, because you all sit in different places.
Yeah.
But the style can be completely different.
Yeah.
I love that, and I miss that about it.
Should we start sending each other little briefs?
I thought you were going to say, should we start doing life drawing?
I mean, you can do that too if you want.
Yeah, that's what we need. More work, Jane.
It'd be cute though, wouldn't it? All right, maybe one
Channel
day.
4 show like? I'm nosy.
That was really good.
Was
Did you
it?
meet anyone famous?
Mel from Mel and Sue.
Oh, that's
was
cool.
yeah,
Is she nice?
gorgeous.
Is she?
Yeah, she's
God.
really lovely. And I'm still in touch with like all the people who were on it, and like still loads of the production company and stuff.
that's
like
fab.
still messaging, but just really lovely people. Because technically it was a competition, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But the people were just lovely.
Yeah.
It was like a really nice shared experience everyone had.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, I love that. Sounds like Bake Off for wood.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Really similar kind of format. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That's lovely. I love that. Right, should we talk a bit about like making things you love versus making things you think will sell?
Yeah, because I think especially, I would say, it's an internal battle sometimes that you have with yourself, don't you? But I find that it's not... Music is such a broad term, and a lot of my stuff is music based.
Yeah.
I'm looking to sort of expand myself a little bit more in future, but I'm often surprised more than anything. And sometimes those surprises can either be pleasant or unpleasant, but it's more often than not that I'll make something that I think, I just want to draw this. I just want to give it a bash, see what happens.
Yeah.
If I think it's shit at the end, it's fine. You know, it's just for me.
Yeah, we move on.
But then I've finished it and gone, oh, actually, do you know what? I'll give prints a go, see how it goes.
Yeah.
I don't order huge quantities of prints in ever. It's just a small range just to see how it goes initially.
Yeah.
More often than not, I've been surprised. And I think when you're doing something niche especially, yes, it's niche, so maybe less people will want it.
But those people will find you.
But those people are more likely to find you, yeah?
Like I said before, most of my work, well, all of my work comes from like, well, I like it, so hopefully someone else will. And I think that that's, again, like you said, like though it is niche, but the people that like it.
Yeah.
And that's just lovely, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose in terms of society as well, but I also think that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
I was once told I was niche by a judge during a competition. He said it was such a straight face that I wasn't quite sure how to take it, but it was a compliment. Because why should you appeal to everybody?
Yeah.
Why should you be for everybody?
Yeah.
You have to have a target market.
Yeah. I think if you're
It's not
for
everyone.
everyone, it's something boring, isn't it? It's bland.
Well, by being for everybody, then it's for nobody
Yeah.
at the same time as well.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of shopping small business is to get something unique, something that somebody has made, something that somebody's put a lot of time and effort for to support the arts.
Yeah.
So do it.
You kind of can't help but imprint a bit of your personality on stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like you don't feel like you are doing, but what you are and what you think comes across in what you make.
Yeah, it definitely
which
does.
is a really weird thing. It's like you could probably put a range of products down in front of a range of people and you'd be able to spot, especially people you know, you'd be able to spot, oh, that's theirs, that's theirs, that's theirs. Because there's something about that thing of that creative process is like, I am, not literally, hopefully, I am putting part of me into this. There's not like fingers hanging out the side of it. It's a bit like, you know, there's part of me in what I make, there's part of you guys in what you make.
Yeah.
So there is something about that to it.
You don't think about that very often, do you? A lot of people say that they struggle to... my thing was, when I was starting this, was do I have a style? But now I know that people look at my stuff and go, Ellie done that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And I'd look at you and go, Jade done that. And it comes naturally, you find, because it is just that. You put your personality
It's you,
into
isn't it?
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah.
So I think people really look for a style when it's actually maybe come a bit more naturally to you than you think.
Oh, absolutely.
You just have to give it time and practice.
Yeah.
And I've been told numerous times, there's one shop I'm in where I had a spot at the front for a long time, and so many people go, I saw your stuff there, and they know it's me.
Yeah.
There's nothing on there to say this is by me.
Yeah.
You'd have to get up close to see my logo sticker.
Yeah.
They just know from walking past that
Yeah.
it's us, so I've done something right.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah. Yay.
Well done, Ellie.
I knew I would eventually.
10 out of 10, no notes.
But I think we should touch on the fact that, as we say, this episode is about creating products. It's about putting them out there and making them available, or as you say, you know, making them for a customer as well. It's a painstaking process though of perfecting your product and the behind the scenes work, the scanning, the photographing, sometimes the back and two with the customer, like you say, and that in itself is a whole thing for us. You know, packaging, descriptions, even for Etsy, pricing the item. Should we talk on that? And that's a huge topic all in itself. But starting with with materials for that product.
Yeah, I think it is painstaking, the process of shit, that bit's not right, or shit, that bit's not right. I think everything's kind of trial and error, whether it's the actual design of things or how you package it or how you promote it or, you know, all that kind of stuff. You've just got to try it and see what works. It's the only way forward, really. Even like word of mouth is good, but something that worked for you might not work for me, and vice versa. Do you know what I mean? But I think there's a lot of like time and energy and money that goes into fucking something up. It's inevitable, and you've just kind of got to go through that process. I think like sourcing materials, you can buy all the right stuff, but it doesn't mean you're going to make the thing right.
Yeah.
And vice versa. You could buy the wrong stuff and you've got the recipes right, but you've bought the wrong material. Yeah. So you've got to buy it again.
And that goes for everybody as well. I mean, I think when you do this, and we've spoke about this before in previous episodes, you have to account for the fact that some money is going to be wasted. You're going to do exactly that. You're going to buy the wrong thing. You're going to invest money in something that you're going to want to change later on, whether that be branding.
Yeah, I don't think anyone gets everything spot on first try,
I don't think anyone who's running a business for any amount of time can honestly say that they haven't made a purchase that they regret.
No.
Ever. And thing is with this as well, when you take this into a business and you're dealing with customers and you're taking people's money, you can't just be the artist or the maker anymore.
No.
I mentioned this before, but it was only after college uni, that I learned how to scan my own art in and upload it onto a computer. I didn't know how to do that. They didn't show me that. And the world of fucking scanners as well. I mean, Jesus Christ. If anybody has any advice of one that actually works and does the job that doesn't cost a fucking kidney, you know what I mean? I bought a Canon one. I done some research and it was supposed to be like, this will get the job done for a small business or a student. I think it was about 75 quid. And it fucking, any bit of contrast in my drawings, it fucking takes out. It flattens everything. I thought, and you were the best budget option. So I think I might have to sell a kidney. But like, it's that as well, and it's all that trial and error. Because I consider that scanner a fucking waste of money. Yeah. But how do you know? Yeah. How do you know until you've actually tried it?
You don't.
And you get people going, oh, well, the colour match is spot on on this. That's great. But what I do is black and white. I don't need a fucking colour match.
I need someone that's doing exactly my work to have already bought a scanner. Yes.
You got that time machine though. That
I have.
You're wasting that.
But it's just that, you know, sometimes not all the answers are out there. You have to make the mistake to know that it was, but it's a whole new world. And if anyone does have any good kind of recommendations that I don't have to sell a kidney for, please
write into us, please.
My DMs. For me, it's the trepidation when I get like a new print delivered or something like that. Or as you say, the trepidation when I'm emailing a customer going, this is what your commission looks like. It's halfway. I'm sorry. But, you know, even with the print sometimes, because I've only seen it through a screen, when I'm uploading it and I'm seeing it on a laptop screen, I'm always like, okay, it looks good from where I'm sat, but I honestly won't know until I have the print. And then get the print made, have a little moment of just, because I don't know. But sometimes it has happened that I've taken them out and I've thought, no, placement's wrong, you know, the tone might need a little bit of adjusting, and that is the only thing I will do to a drawing once it's scanned in. You know, I have to go back and change something ever so slightly.
The amount of times I've sent something off to print and it's come back and it's been like a completely different fucking colour than it looked on the laptop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you never know, do you? It's the risk you take, and we do take quite a lot of risks in this. And I'd imagine it's the same with you. I mean, you're buying these materials, they won't be cheap. You know, mistakes happen there at the same time.
With the way that the world is, it's exactly what you're saying. An awful lot of what we do in our big transactions happen online. So we've gone away from that place where, like, I'd love to have the free time to go to a timber yard every week.
Yeah.
I don't have that time. So the amount of time I bought a piece of timber from a picture on the internet, you got to keep your fingers crossed that it's exactly the right thing. Like, it used to be the thing where we would all go to a shop and we'd go to the same shop and we'd speak to the people who know us, so they know what kind of weight of paper we need or what type of timber you'd love, and then they put it to one side. But because so much is online, you do have to kind of put your faith into these pictures are going to be an accurate representation of what that looks like.
It's scary, isn't it?
It really is, because you're spending £100 plus on a piece of timber that you're going to use to make a coffee table for a customer, and then it arrives and it's completely bowed and like there's soft spots in it. It increases your work exponentially. So you've said, I might have said to a customer like, oh, it'll be 8 or 9 weeks and this piece of timber arrives, and I'm like, oh, by the way, I meant 15 to 16 weeks.
Now I've got to order it again and wait for it to come again.
Because I've got to do all that extra stuff now. And that's if Parcel Force actually leave it where they say they're going to leave it. You don't have to then spend 14 days trying to track where it is. But there's such a big part of it that because we're doing everything and we take that online space as face value. Yeah. And I guess that's the beautiful thing about being small businesses and being makers kind of all together, that you can go into a physical space, you can like touch things, you can feel things within reason. You have to ask consent is really useful. But like it's really important that we don't lose some of that. Like I'd love to have all of these spaces available local to us, but it just doesn't exist anymore. So you do have to take the plunge, and I've made plenty of expensive mistakes.
Yeah. It's exactly right though, isn't it? And I think we have to get people used to, you know, it's the people that are coming into this that are quite new to the game to go, there'll be money down the drain.
Yeah, you're going to fuck up.
Okay. It's not even a case of you fucking up. Like, you can order things and they just don't come the way you... I love the idea that you have problems with parcels even though it's fucking timber. I love the idea that the postie's going to throw that up a tree like back to its...
No, they're like, can I leave this behind your house? It's like, it's a piece of wood. I've got trees there. It's just the same thing. It's fine.
Send it back to his brother up a tree.
No one's going to steal it. They can't fucking lift it.
Exactly that. But it's also the thing of it's about reminding people that it's okay to say it's not okay. Like you were saying, if you get a batch of prints that you've just paid for, there's that, and it's a very British thing sometimes to go, oh yeah, they're great, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Then, and then just kind of, I'll try my best to sell them. I might sell them at a sale price. Yeah. But actually, if you're investing something of yourself into what you've created, it needs to be right. Yeah. And so it's okay. You're not being a dick because you're going, no, I don't want it like that.
9 times out of 10, it's my fault. I have to deal with that. It's not the print supplier's fault or me.
Just have that conversation with yourself. Sorry, it's not okay. I'm trying.
Ellie, please forgive me. I've wasted sweetheart in cash. But it's true though, I really do think it is something that we should normalise. And when you go through that process of going from a maker to somebody who is selling a product, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. There's those startup costs, which we're going to talk about in a future episode as well. But it's not cheap. It's trial and error all the time. So if something happens, you know, you get something back off somebody that you're outsourcing, you get back and go, oh, don't be disheartened. It's happened to us all. Yeah, it really has. And sometimes with some things, it is fucking luck of the draw as well, you find.
I would say if I was to give any advice, I would say always order in like smallest quantities where you can to start off with.
Well, should we talk very briefly actually about suppliers? Because obviously you a timber yard or... Yeah, is that about it really though for you, or is there other
timber yard? I also weld up my own frames and stuff, so metal suppliers. I do some promotional work for a resin company, so I do resin furniture and things as well. So a lot of it's a process of trial and error. So like you were saying before, I've used various different timber yards. I've now finally landed on one where I consistently get really good quality timber delivered really well at a reasonable price, and reasonable price is a massive part of it, because like if you make a mistake on timber, it's not as easy as going to the woods and chopping down a tree and then you've got it. There's your timber. You'll be fine for a while.
That's what I was imagining.
It's like because it takes years and years for it to season and for the moisture content to be low enough. So you have to get the right kind of stuff. It's not as easy as going on eBay and going, oh, I'll buy that, because if the moisture content's wrong, you can't work with it for years. So it just kind of has to sit in your workshop and you can't do anything with it, because otherwise by the time it dries, it might warp, it might twist, and then you can't do anything with it.
We are learning today.
I know.
Oh my days.
Wow.
It's a very niche conversation. I'm sure there's a lot of people going, ooh, moisture content of timber. That's interesting.
You'd be surprised what our audience like. We've had some very odd episodes get the highest stats. There's no pattern.
But it's a bit like, it's exactly what you were saying before. There's so much trial and error to it. Yeah. It's about finding consistently good suppliers of things. Some of that's talking to people who are doing a similar kind of thing. I always tag on my Instagram who I have used for things, because I think if someone's starting off and they want to jump on and go, oh, the timber was from here, the finish was from here, the resin was from here, the metal was from here. Because I would have found that really useful when I was
helping out people that were in your shoes 5 years ago.
And I don't know, nobody's ever said to me, oh, that's useful. I might just be shouting into the void. But it's like,
I think you'd be surprised, you're probably not, you know.
Even if it helps one person.
Yeah. We kind of owe it to each other a little bit. There's too much gatekeeping sometimes around certain things. And if it's like, oh, I found a great timber supplier and I'm never telling
keeping that to myself.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's like, there's no kind of competition competition in that. Let's all use.
There's enough to go around.
There is. Yeah. So why not kind of share that wealth of knowledge that we all have a little bit?
Well, also, if I put my fine art head on for a minute, so we are technically living in a postmodernist era. So like how you get movements like expressionist, post-expressionist, Renaissance, that kind of thing. We are living in a postmodernist era now. The definition of postmodern is the idea that everything has been done before now.
Right,
we are too late to the game now. Everything's been done.
We can't do anything new.
We can't, no.
That's
it's very difficult for us to be groundbreaking. So in a way, we are just getting inspiration from other people, and we're doing that all the time. So in reality, yes, we should support each other because nobody's reinventing the
You
wheel.
haven't got an idea that nobody else has ever had.
No.
You don't need to keep it to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, that was really boring.
No, that's I found that incredibly interesting.
I found it quite depressing.
No, but it is. We are, I think, started round about 20th century. It could have been a bit later, actually, but it's the idea now that everything's been done before.
But I've been having that conversation with friends recently about like films and remakes and those kind of things, and everything seems to be, and even the fact that all of the fashion nowadays seems to be like
stuff that's come back.
It's
like Y2K is like back in fashion.
It is. It's like, not to age myself, but it's like when I was a teenager. It's like everybody's dressing like when I was a teenager, and it's like you walk outside and you're like, oh my god, but
I'm finally cool again.
The stuff I've been wearing for 20-something years is still fine. But yeah, it is. That totally explains exactly the feeling of the whole thing.
I feel like you've like warped my reality a little bit there.
This is what I loved about college and also hated, because things like that could blow your mind, but then they'd go, right, go away and write a 10,000 word essay on it. You go, oh, fuck off.
I will mention it on my podcast.
I'm a hack. I've copied everything. There's nothing I can do. It's not my fault. It's the year it was born. There's just nothing. Everything's been done. It's bleak as fuck.
What's the fucking point?
But it's reassuring in a way, but we're all in it together.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
Let's all revel in our sadness.
Yay! Business.
Fuck me, Ali.
But I will talk about a bit about my suppliers though, because I've been inspired now. So I use my accessories for my key rings and fridge magnets. But hit and miss, occasionally bits are scratched. I have emailed before, but I don't want to be that person every time. But I do accept the fact, I now account for the fact that if I order 100, 15 of them or so could be scratched or fucking unusable. And this is what I mean. You lose money quite a lot in this. Yeah. But it's just something you either have to look for another supplier, which I've never found anything that's a lot of things like that. If you go on Amazon, have bad reviews. You know, if you go on Google, you have to be careful now ordering from different countries as well, because Brexit. I remember when I first started, I was using a European supplier for my packaging. Brexit took all that to shit once they'd actually enforced that into Britain, because at the time when I started, the rules weren't quite enforced yet. But after a year or so, what was it? They had Brexit microwave ready or something, whatever fucking shite it was they used to go on about. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember? Finally put these rules into place after Theresa May had 17 meltdowns over it. And it was done, and then thought it just wasn't worth me using them anymore. It was so complicated. So again, you know, it's trial and error. You have to look for different things. Things fuck you over that beyond their control. These are all the things that you have to bear in mind when you're making that product. Now, you might have an easy ride of it. You might find the perfect supplier first time, but things change further down the line as well. Can I also talk about an issue I had with the supplier? So I mentioned that I started doing prints when I started, but actually that was a lie. I did greetings cards as well. I was very much talked into greeting cards by other people. I didn't want to do them, but somebody said to me, no, to start with cards, it's a nice way to have something cheaper. Believe in the power of the cards. So I thought, okay, I'll give it a go. And naturally, me being me, I didn't just order a few fucking cards. I ordered about 250 of the fuckers. That was a mistake. Again, you know, we talk about mistakes, don't we? But I think there was a minimum order quantity anyway, which there often is, which will
Well, they tier it as well, don't they? It's like, if you buy 7
you get
million,
you'll
get,
yeah, that's the problem we fall into a lot.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, it's how they get you. But I did order about 250 from a company called Awesome Merch.
Oh, yeah, I remember them.
They don't exist anymore. They went, well, I don't know what happened there. I've no idea, but I believe there was something.
Yeah, that was a scandal.
Was it?
Well, they like went out of business but didn't tell anyone. They kept their website running for like a year after they'd gone bust.
Yeah.
So orders kept coming in and people kept paying them, and those orders were just going into the void basically, and nobody was getting their products.
I looked into this for this episode. They are still on Instagram, posting like nothing's happening, but the website link doesn't work anymore. But I don't know what it was. I went to reorder the greeting cards from them, and I don't even know if it was something I'd maybe seen on Instagram that I was remembering. Somebody posting. This is what I mean about helping each other as well. I vaguely remembered somebody posting about awesome merch and something had gone wrong, and I thought, just let me Google into this if they've been taken over or something, aren't as good anymore. And the reviews coming up for them were all of a sudden shite, and that explains it perfectly. But yeah, they don't exist anymore. So I did a bit of research, as you do, and I went in the end with I'm not going to name them because it's not fair because they are a small business, a family-run company for me greetings cards. Now, I did put an order in. It wasn't too much, but it took ages. And I mean, it took ages to the point where I rang them and I said, listen, I'm just inquiring about an order. You know, they've got a market coming up in a few weeks. You know, I'm just seeing where it's at kind of thing. I don't know if they knew they'd done this, but I think they thought they'd put me on hold.
Oh, God.
But they hadn't quite.
Oh, God.
And next minute, you know, I heard this family fucking tearing the fucking assholes out of each other over who'd fucked it up.
Oh, no.
I was just like, I thought,
oh, God.
Oh, God, I've just made a family Christmas really awkward. I hated it. I hated that done it. I was just like, the whole situation was
I'm still here.
I know. It was just,
fuck.
and you know what? It could have just been a mistake. I've got no doubt that it was, and I genuinely think if I'm not that fussed to me greetings cards, to be honest, not that asked whether they're
and it's
on
not
the
like you were
table or
phoning
not.
like kicking off. You were just like,
I never would, especially not with a small business. Definitely not. I would give them another chance, but how many chances would you? Endless.
They're probably all like divorced and
probably ruined it. They're
fucked
probably not
it,
even.
Just send them an email explaining how to use the hold button on the phone and then put another order in.
It makes no odds. They're a straight family now after that. But the reviews were so good as well, so I've no doubt that was just a mistake.
Yeah.
But it's just things like that as well. I'm sure, you know, everyone's got a story of something that's happened. I know that I've seen panic posts from artists before where they've gone, the supplier just not running anymore, they've gone out of business. Or, you know, we've all seen it. I'm sure it's happened to most of us, or at least something along those lines. But that's something with products as well that you have to consider too. But it's the same with commissions, really. I remember we were using a local framer, and then one day, how dare they decide to retire? Like, what the fuck do we do now?
fucking
It's the whole thing of having to go away and research again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It comes into everything. I panic when I can't find my favourite paper. And I buy it in bulk when I see it, because I'm like, one of these days this is going to be discontinued and I'm going to be fucked. I feel like I've spent years trying to find the perfect paper and I've found it. So if something happened to it now, I take it very personally.
Yeah. That's your paper.
That's my paper.
But it is really important, as like that could be enough to just completely knock you out of, like, if you're about to make something, you're about to do something and you realise you've not got the thing that you always had, it can be a complete write-off thing, can't it?
It can certainly at the very least slow it down.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean, things happen all the time beyond our control that cost us money, that put us back time, that then impact on the customer. It looks like us, but it's not. It's the fucking suppliers. Yeah. It's very easy to blame somebody else all the time, but sometimes it is the case. So we have covered trial and error there, haven't we? So we'll move on from that because we don't want to say to any new people listening, you're going to make mistakes. You're
it's all shit. You're going to be
skint. But it is part of the process, I think. And as fucking plebby as it sounds, I think you do really have to flop to win sometimes. Yeah. You do. And when you're making your products, you know, it's not going to be a win every time.
No. Sometimes that's the only way to learn, though, isn't it?
It's the only way to learn, exactly. I always think when people see my finished drawings, people make this assumption that it's easy, that it's just some sort of process that I've gone through and turning it into a print that they can see, and that it's all just been this straightforward, plain sailing process. But they haven't seen the one that I've spilt coffee on halfway. Yeah. They haven't seen the one that I've warped the paper because I've overworked it. And they haven't seen the one that I've had to cut my losses on after 3 weeks of working on just because something wasn't working right. And it's a skill that you perfect, and that's what you're charging for. In a way, you're still charging for those mistakes. Yeah. Because my commissions will go up and up and up every year because I'm gaining skill. So, you know, I was charging people £20 for a commission when I was 13, 14. Of course I was, because I was 13, 14, and that was a lot of money then, as I've said before. But imagine doing that now. It fucks me over. It fucks other artists peers over. No one wins other than the customer. And to be honest, I don't think any person buying an original piece of artwork like that, they're not doing it so they could say, bargain that. 20
they're
quid.
not. Yeah.
It's not why they're buying it. They're not there for the bargain.
Well said.
Thank you.
Yeah. That noise means it's time for Q&A. So this is just a little section of the podcast where we answer a couple of questions from our listeners. Ellie, do you want to read the first question?
So this is actually a question that we have had from multiple people, worded all kinds of different ways, and I won't lie, it is one that we tried to put off.
Sorry.
So we touched on this very briefly in our pricing episode, but they want more.
Okay.
So we have to give them more, Jade. Can we talk about charging for our time? I'd like to apologise to everybody in advance that's in the room currently.
No.
Okay.
No.
Next.
Yes, we can. So I don't really charge for my time, I don't think. I think I kind of tend to work out what it's actually costing me, put an okay percentage on it, and then kind of eyeball it after that. If I'm like, oh, well, that comes to like £1 after that maths. If I know other people are selling the similar things for like £2, I can go, well, actually, I can make a little bit more profit on that. And that's how I kind of gauge it, which probably isn't very businessy of me, but here we are.
It's much easier with products because you've produced something. There's no limit on how often you can sell that then. So I don't think it makes an awful lot of sense for us to charge for our time though when selling products. But with a commission, obviously that's much pricier. But I'm not a fast drawer. I'm not. I wish I was. I wish I was much quicker. It is difficult because I wince every time I send my commission price list out. Especially if it's somebody that's seen me at a market, that's seen me selling prints for cheaper. I get the vibe hasn't quite pieced together in their head.
It's very different.
It's one's an original and one's a print. Because some people don't quite get that. Some people, not all. But it still does make me cringe a bit when I send out that email with the price list on. But then I think, fuck it now. I'm charging for my skill. This will probably take me 10,000 hours.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's not just the time it takes you to actually do it, like the time of going back and forth with the client and all that kind of trial and error stuff. And it's not as simple as like, oh, well, it probably takes me
and I think I am
good
at that. I make it very clear, I'll give them updates. I'm not going to marvel them, but I'll also just keep them informed of where it's at, similar to how you do, David. But even that's time and effort, all the time. If you like me and you hate laptop jobs, sending an email with photographs and, hi, how are you doing? Yours sincerely. You know what I mean? I don't like it. I got to charge you for it. So to be completely honest with you, I should charge for my time. I don't charge for my time because I don't think if I was to charge for my time, it would literally be about £5,000 before drawing.
What about you, David?
I don't charge for mine either. My overheads, because I work in a workshop that I don't pay for, are pretty low. And I think if I was paying for a space, I think I would probably change my pricing structure to take account of that. But at the minute, mine's pretty simple because the raw materials that I buy are pretty expensive. So I'll buy everything that I need and then I'll double that and that's what I'll charge. So if you want something particularly overly fancy that's going to cost a fortune for me to buy the timbers and the metal and the resin and everything else, then I'll double what it is. And that's what I'll come back to you with. Plus, this isn't my full-time job. Like I have a full-time job. I do something else around this. So I wouldn't feel right in turning around and going, well, I was really tired last week, so I did like half an hour here and half an hour there. So it's an extra few weeks. So I'm going to charge you for those extra few weeks. Actually, if you're cool with the fact that I've got to do this around what I do, then I'm going to keep my pricing structure really simple so I don't give myself a headache.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Having said that, I will work with people though. So if I come back to people and say the raw material is going to cost this, so it's going to cost you this, and they say, well, that's slightly out of my budget. Okay, well, talk to me about what your budget is and we'll see if we can make it work.
Yeah, I get what you mean though, because I used to work for another small business. I used to work for a plant shop, but we sort of specialised in the gifting element of things. But our main thing with a customer used to be, what's the occasion, what's your budget? And once you got that out the way, it's so easy after that. It just opens up all the doors then. And I think it can be an awkward question to ask initially. It can be an awkward question to answer, but it's just clearing that so that you're both on the same page.
But it's like you said as well, it's also slightly awkward for us saying it to you. So let's all accept the fact that we're all feeling slightly awkward and just have the chat. Anyway, it is like a bit, it's like when you go to the doctors and you're talking about something a bit more personal. You know it's going to be uncomfortable, but you got to get it done. So come on, I'll just whip them down and we'll get on with it.
I used to, there was a line I used to use in the plant shop actually. So if I knew it's for a gift, I used to go, well, how much do we like this person?
Just breaks the tension,
okay, question 2 is, did you have a, oh shit, this is actually a business now kind of moment? For me, I think it was when I ordered business cards for the first time. That felt very professional. Felt like a big girl thing. Yeah, I think that was the first time I was ever like, oh shit, I guess this is a business.
So when I launched the business, I fucking launched. Like, I don't know who the fuck I thought I was. I did a really big build up for me 3 followers. Like, yay, Ellie, we can't wait.
Well done. It's like your dad.
Like, I was like, I don't think I was as bad as like 5 days to go, 3 days to go, but it all went live on the same date. So the Etsy was up.
Yeah.
And when you've had such a big build up, as I said before, once I actually pressed the button, took the Etsy live, announced it on Instagram.
Yeah.
It was a bit like, all right, what now? I suppose I'll just go home, shall I? You know what I mean? Like, and I remember, as I've said, I have mentioned this before actually, it was in the shower that night and I heard my phone. So when you get an order on Etsy, it goes ka-ching and it's fucking loud and it scares the shit out of you, but it makes you feel good. And I heard it and at first I thought, what the fuck was that? Because I've never heard it before.
It was your first one.
I know, but then I was like, oh, that was a ka-ching sound. Like, that's the sound money makes. Like, have I just made a sale? I checked my phone and somebody had ordered something and I remember exactly what it was. It was only a card.
Yeah.
But I remember where it was, who it was going to. That same person has since ordered. I wrote her a fucking thank you note that must have gone on like fucking War and Peace. It was so long. It was the best person in the world. Thank you for believing in me. You made me day.
I love you so much.
Probably spilling a little bit too much. But even though it was just a few quid, to me it was like, okay, one person's bought something I've drawn. It doesn't matter whether it's a product, doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter if it's card print, doesn't matter. One person's bought it, which means 2 people will buy it, and then 3, then 4, then 5. If you can sell 1, you can sell hundreds. The sky's the limit to me. And that was the way I felt. And it was like this instant, not reassurance, because I think I knew I was good enough to do it, but it's that validation.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, this is a fucking business now, let's go. And 6 years later, and I'm still here.
Yeah.
My Etsy sales are shit, ironically.
That was the first and last one.
But no, I just remember that moment, and it was it wasn't about how much money it was by any means. It was just that, it worked.
Yeah.
This is viable.
Yeah.
I'd say I still, it's a weird one. Again, I still don't necessarily technically go, oh yes, because it's not my full-time gig. It doesn't feel like, oh yes, this is my business. I think the strangest moment for me was the first time someone I didn't know who contacted me to ask for a piece of furniture. Yeah. And I must have spent 2 or 3 days trying to work out how they knew me. Like, weirdly enough, I was like, they must know. Have they met my mum? Have they spoken to, do they know? It was that thing of like, there's no way that somebody that I don't know has seen something that I made and has gone, I want something like that.
It's a weird feeling, isn't it?
It was really like, it was such a weird feeling. I kind of slightly got over that one. And then the first time I got somebody coming back for something else. So they'd had one thing off me and they hadn't got it home and gone, oh, this is shit. Like the fact that they then got back and they wanted something else. And that's happened really consistently now, that people are ordering 2 or 3 different things at different times and actually like actively like saving up because they want something else. It's just like, it's just mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
It's like, and there is no bigger compliment than that, than people putting the faith in you and going, like, I believe in what you're doing. I would like to have access to that, and I would like to have that in my home, because people spend so much time making their home and their space exactly as they want it. Yeah. And some people devote like hours and hours, like on Pinterest and all these things, like, this is exactly what I want my house to look like. Yeah. And to even be a small part of that for people is like, wow, so this must be something because you've invited me to be part of that journey that you're having. So for me, I think it's that. I think it's that moment. I still wouldn't say it's my business, but I think that's more to do with me than it is to do with the actual stuff that I make.
Yes, that is what it is.
It is
definitely to do with
you. It's a business.
But that kind of being part of people's journeys is what keeps me going with it. And the privilege that I feel when people decide that, like on my Instagram, I always refer to it as like the piece of furniture going to its forever home. Yeah. Like that's it for me. It's like they've taken that and they're going to love that until like it falls to bits, which will hopefully be a very long time. Well, it's like,
it might be something that's like passed down through the family.
Yeah. So that's it for me. That's the moment, the 2 moments where I was like, well, this is something that I'm going to keep going with.
It's exactly true though. It knocked me the first time somebody contacted me and said, oh, could you draw this? Could you let me know how much? And I thought, how do I know you? Because it was like the first time ever, and I would have been still a teenager, I think, but it was like, oh, I don't know you. And again, it was that, do you know my mum and dad? It was like, how can they possibly want something from me?
You were a teenager, you were allowed to ask that at that point.
You should have asked that.
How do you know me, stranger?
But no, it is a moment, and itself. And I think it really, I don't think it matters whether you do this full-time, part-time, whatever hours a week you do it. A business is a business. If you're making money from it, it's definitely a business. Yeah. It's a business.
Yeah. I want to see you again in a year, and I want you to be calling it a business, please. Okay. Thank you.
And
that's your homework. So that's all we've got time for today. We hope it's given you all some perspective and maybe some new ideas going forward. Thank you so much, David, for joining us. It's been, honestly, like I feel like I've learnt so much today.
I do, actually. I didn't realise I found timber so interesting. I feel like I'm going to go home and start Googling things. But we've never had like a woody person on before, have we?
I'm feeling a bit like...
We've never had a man on this day of first.
I feel a bit like I want to go home and build something.
I know.
I'm not going to, but...
We'll be on the next series of that Bake Off for Wood People.
Yeah. So we'll see you in 2 weeks where we'll be getting a bit girly, won't we, on that one?
Yeah, the episode that we got next does fall between Valentine's and International Women's Day, so we are fully in girl power mode.
Yeah, a little Galentine's episode.
Which means you'll have to go. Not for you, either. We'll still let you listen. And we have got another amazing guest joining us for that one. We are very excited. You should be too. Yeah. So please do join us. We don't give a fuck what gender you are. Join us.
Yeah.
We'll have a good laugh.
We will. In the meantime, don't forget you can give us a follow on Instagram. We're at really fucking trying. And check out all the links in our bio if you've got any questions or you want to apply to be a guest, anything like that. There's also a Ko-fi link where you can buy us a coffee or purchase some of our merch. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.